It is garden tour day. Garden tours are one of my favorite videos. It really shows our progress throughout the season. I usually do my garden tour videos on the first of the month. Unfortunately, today is June 12th. I almost wasn't even going to do a garden tour video, but I'm really just making myself do one just so we can see our progress. I don't even have our garden all the way in yet for this year. It's been kind of a rough year. But that is life, and I'm really trying to just show our progress and give us something to reference back to. So it is what it is, but this is the garden tour. So here's the beginning of our garden. Not very many tall plants. Here is our first row. This is where we had beans last year. This is where we're doing beans this year. And unfortunately, something came through and ate all of the leaves off my bean plants. I don't even know if you can see that. But there's just a bunch of little sticks sticking out with no leaves all the way down. There's like one bean plant with leaves on it. They did all germinate and come up. I don't know what is eating the leaves off of them. Oh, there's one right there that still has a shell on. Maybe that'll grow. But I'm going to replant this today, hopefully. But it's very unfortunate that that happened. In this row, we have peppers. We have our sweet peppers. We do have some onion plants. This is like the third year, maybe the second year that they've flowered here, actually. I don't know how long or how many years I'm going to get out of them, but I'm going to leave them for now. So this is all pretty much sweet peppers. There are some spicy peppers down on the end. In this row, we have tomatoes. These are our beefsteak tomatoes. In this row over here, we have our big boy tomatoes. These are mostly like slicing tomatoes. I don't have any Roma or San Marzano in this year. It's already too late and I'm not going to put any in. So all of our canned tomato stuff from this year is going to be from these two rows. In this row, we have onions. They definitely need to be weeded. They're a lot smaller than our other onions, but they're like a month to 5 weeks later than our other onions. We also have shallots in this row. Shallots are new to us this year. We've never grown them before. So we'll see how that goes. We like to try to grow something new every year. And then down at the end of this row, we have poblanos. In this row, we have a piece of hog panel. Last year, we just had peas in this row. We did move this fence down a little bit more. It was kind of in the middle of the row, but now it's all the way to the edge. And we have cucumbers and cherry tomatoes, and then I did plant pea seeds. They just haven't germinated yet. These are all vining things, so we can put them on the fence to grow. And then down here we have two big boy tomatoes that I just didn't have room for in the regular row, so they are down here. I have a bok choy, a summer squash, and a zucchini plant down here. I still have all of these plants to get in the ground somewhere. Down here is my herb bed. Everything needs to be weeded. Everything's been kind of neglected. Some of the stuff has just gotten put in the ground, honestly. And then here's my lavender plant. I didn't think lavenders were supposed to flower their first year. This has only been in here maybe 2 weeks, and it's already starting to flower, so I hope that's not a bad sign. Down here we have our potatoes. These are the potatoes we just threw on the ground and covered up with hay. They're looking pretty good. They're all growing, lots of green. In this middle bed, we have Brussels sprouts on the end, and these are the onions that we planted a while ago. I have came through and clipped the tops all off once. I'm looking for a good one to show you. So right here, everything's grown back up since then. I have only weeded half of this bed. I need to go through and weed the other half. But I might be clipping these off again. In this bed, we have our garlic. All of this garlic is garlic that we grew last year and then replanted it last fall to harvest for this year. We have scapes, and I cut those off and we're gonna fry them for dinner probably. You wanna wait till they have one loop in them. I can't really see because of the sun, but it has a loop. You don't wanna wait till this part gets too big because it'll start sending its energy into this part of the plant instead of the bulb. So that's why you cut these off. And then in this bed last year we had dill and carrots, but the dill reseeded throughout the entire bed, so we didn't have to plant any dill this year. Over here is our corn. It is in the same spot that we had it in last year. We did add amendments and stuff. We should be rotating, but 2 years in a row I don't think is too bad. We do have some that are starting to germinate. It is going to be a later season for the corn. This is candy corn. We grew it last year and we really liked it, and we bought more seeds this year, the same kind. Over here we have potatoes again. So we weren't going to have potatoes there this year. We didn't plant any of those potatoes. They all just came back from potatoes that we missed. So we decided to just let them continue to grow. In the middle of this row, there weren't any potato plants coming up, and we planted beets and carrots. The beets are up, the carrots are not yet. Carrots take a long time. But then after we planted, some potatoes started growing in here. Hopefully it will be okay. In this row, we have potatoes again. We did not plant any of these potatoes. They all came back up. We knew the second half of the row was going to come back up because we stopped harvesting potatoes because we just had so many that we just left those in the ground, and they all came back up. And there's some in the front here. In this row we have our celery and red cabbage. Oh, and there's kohlrabi right here in the middle too. I forgot about that. We have never grown kohlrabi before, so this is a new plant. I've never even ate kohlrabi before, so it'll be interesting to see. And we have our purple or red cabbage. And then we have our Swiss chard. In this row we have our collards, our kale, and our cabbage. Everything's looking really nice. We have already harvested kale, collards, and cabbage leaves to eat. I think we're gonna harvest some more tonight to eat. This is our cabbage. This is all late cabbage. I could only find 4 early cabbage plants when I was plant shopping, and they are right here. So they're trying to form heads already. They're looking really good. So now I'm down in our horse pasture. Last year we grew pumpkins and melons down here. The melons did not grow and the pumpkins were all small pumpkins. We didn't get a very good harvest. Oh, and we had some sunflowers here too. We really neglected this area last year and we didn't take care of it. This year we say that we're gonna do better, so we'll see. Last year when we planted this, we actually fenced it in half and put the horse like behind on the other side. And then later in the year, we actually moved him further out on our property. But unfortunately, a week and a half ago, my horse died. He seemed fine. I came out, did his night chores, noticed part of his fence was down, came out, fixed his fence. He followed me around. I was petting him. And then a half hour later, we came out and he was gone. So I have no idea what happened. He wasn't sick. He wasn't skinny. He was 28, but he was in pretty good shape for a 28-year-old horse. My family owned him for 26 years. My parents bought him when he was a 2-year-old. He is buried out here in the pen that he lived most of his life in. That was something that really affected us this summer. It was very unexpected, but I guess that's just how it is when you have animals. You just never know when they're gonna go. But out here in his pen this year, we have watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, spaghetti squash, which is something we've never grown before. We've actually never grown honeydew before either. I don't like it. The boyfriend does, so we're growing it. Then we have some pie pumpkins, acorn squash, and buttercup squash. I would still like to get some pumpkin seeds in the ground out here. If I don't get them in the next day or two, I'm probably just not going to. I don't see the point after that. They will probably grow. They will probably, have leaves, and they will probably vine out. But I doubt the pumpkins will reach maturity by the end of the season. So the plants that are out here look like this. I just kind of dug a hole, put some dirt in there, stuck the plants in, and watered them. So we'll have to see how they progress this year. Hopefully we'll actually take care of them, unlike last year. But we do have a wide variety, so hopefully they do good. So that's the garden so far this year. There are a few things we want to get put in the ground. In that flat that I showed you, we had brassicas, so cauliflower and broccoli. We are working on a shady spot right now for them. Hopefully they do something. Hopefully they'll grow. Hopefully they don't just bolt. And then I have more summer squash and zucchini to get in. I have to replant those beans. We're thinking about doing a row of bush beans somewhere also. And then maybe some more carrots and beets somewhere else. We do still have carrots and beets in our pantry from last year, but we only have 2 jars of green beans left, so we really need to plant more of those. I'm very sad that the ones that we did plant did not do well. Something ate all their leaves off of them. And then hopefully I get some more pumpkins in. But that is going to be it for the June garden tour. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the next tour July 1st like I usually do, or keep it at exactly 1 month apart and do July 12th. I guess we'll just have to see how that goes later on.